And we are back again.
Hello, welcome back. I am here with Sean from Brawley's Dad Construction Podcast, and I don't know, that didn't feel right.
No,
So,
get,
um,
get your own fucking podcast. No.
yeah, I'm here interviewing you. That's my shtick.
Mm.
Um, so with the podcast, it's more than just a podcast.
Yeah, you got a couple of things you want to get doing.
So I call it a variety show.
I like that.
It's a YouTube slash Instagram thing where I will be uploading all my stuff. And the reason I showed you a preview of some stuff, but the reason I haven't uploaded things is because I want to have enough content. So it's not just like one thing and then one thing. I want to have enough for people to start with and then maybe look forward to the next.
Okay, so if I could give you any advice on that, I wanted 10 episodes ready before I started releasing.
Yep.
Okay. So I just had Sasha from Transcend Drywall.
Hmm.
I think she was on last week or 2 weeks ago, something like that. I got a message today. She's like, I have a very proud mother. When's my episode coming out? I'm like, maybe this year. Cause I've got so many now. Like shit that we were talking about in fucking March is coming to fruition now, right? And
Oh
and
wow.
it's so dumb, right? But so don't build too big of a backlog. Get a month under your belt, and then you've got a month to get the next month. You know what I
Okay.
mean by that?
Yeah,
Or
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
because if you get too far ahead, man, you
Eventually you got to
know,
catch up on it.
yeah, but then you don't want to. I want to talk to people every day or every week on the podcast. Like this
Yep.
week, I would have had two people on, and that's
Because
half a month.
that's the because that's the part of it, like the real like person to person connection is what I love so much about talk shows and podcasts and all that shit. I find it entertaining to watch people that I don't know sit there and shoot the shit.
Yeah, I like being a part of the conversation, but you're not talking.
That's right.
Yeah, which is very weird for me.
Because that's like, okay, that's how I spend the first probably hour at a house party where I don't know most of the people.
Yeah.
Is I talk to some of the people that I do know and I play it cool and then play it cool, Uh, and by that I mean try not to be awkward.
Yeah. Dose
Uh,
everyone with mushrooms. Oh,
yeah,
wait.
that's right. Okay, I have a funny story about that.
Let's stay on track here. We're talking about your podcast.
Okay, so my podcast slash variety show.
Variety show. I
I,
like
I
that a lot.
yeah, I just decided I want to make something for a few different reasons. I've got all these ideas. I have a book wherever it is.
Nice. That's the smartest thing to do. Write down.
And I have
There's a lot of
so
blank pages in there.
there's a lot of
I'm
blank
just
pages
joking. I'm just
and there's
joking.
also literally tic-tac-toe where my kids grabbed it and played that.
Awesome.
Um uh
It's
there's a
just it's Jonah Hill's binder from Superbad. It's just all dicks. It's just it's
I mean
nothing but dicks in there.
I mean 100% there is somewhere,
Oh my
but
god.
like but
Yeah, but you
the
have to. I've got notes in my phone like that. I've got like is there that is a
yeah,
dick. Yeah,
yeah.
good for you.
So thank
See,
you.
I
Um
knew it.
yeah. So I wanted to make one. I write skits. I
Yeah.
write shit down that I think is funny. One day, so I took some time off from construction,
Yeah.
and I worked at one of those gold and diamond buying places, like the Oliver's Gold. I was
That's
that guy for an entire fucking year. Okay.
I'm Richard Oliver.
Yes.
That fucking guy.
Yeah. Yeah. We'll buy your gold.
And then he's on a pirate ship and he's like,
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm
And
Russell Oliver.
yeah. Yeah. That's
Yeah,
yeah.
that's you. That is your energy.
So I worked there for a while, and I met this. I was working alongside this other girl, and she was cool. We shared like a similar sense of humor, and we spent 12 hours a day with each other, sitting in this empty fucking
Mhm.
office. And one day we just, because we were making jokes all the time, we just started writing down the funny shit that we said.
Yep.
because we thought it was funny. Like that's gold. That is gold,
That's where
Jerry. Gold,
that's where stand up comes from.
right? And so we write all this stuff down, and I never stopped. And I don't know where you are, Lisa, but I hope you still do that.
Yeah, good for you, Lisa.
So, uh, and I just kept writing down, and before you know it, it stopped being like random little thoughts and jokes, and I started fleshing out entire skits.
Yeah. Yep.
And so I have, I don't know, 100 of them written down, literally like 100, and some of them are like fully fleshed out scripts.
Yeah, but like do
And
one a week.
and then other ones are just like stupid little notes where I think it's funny, where a girl is crawling around on her floor while there's like club music in the background. It literally says "girl crawling on floor,"
It's
club music in the
hilarious.
background, and then she looks up with powder on her nose, and the music stops,
Ah,
and she goes, "It's Whitney, bitch."
it's Whitney, bitch.
Like, it's so great. So,
Okay.
so I'm sorry, I don't mean to put this.
I don't give a fuck. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah,
It's
so I just write these little notes down
you
now.
have to.
Um,
I laughed at that.
eventually these things are going to become skits.
And so I've got a stand-up note, and there's probably 2 hours of set on there, but like some of it is really funny stories, and then some of it is like just farted at an ATM and two girls walked in, like, you know what I mean? But that was a moment to me that was like, I got back into my
I
car, called my best friend, and we laughed till we cried about that.
So I was feeling super, super sick, and I went down to get some Advil at this corner store, right? And when I got home, I told my wife about it because I thought it was so funny. And I'm standing in line, and I'm so out of it because I'm feverish and
Yeah.
everything. And I just close my eyes and I cock my leg and I let her rip.
Yeah.
And it was just gross.
That's the
And
first
then
fart noise on this podcast, by the way.
and as I finish and get that little like question mark at the
Yeah.
end, like the I
No
come to
applause.
I come to and I realize that I'm not at home
Like
again.
in a
I'm
store
like, and
surrounded by
there's
people.
and I turn around and the people behind me are like,
You're just like,
and I just turned around and I paid for my stuff and I hurriedly left.
yeah.
Um, it's one of those moments where I just forgot where I was.
Well, when when you have a fever, that's why you aren't supposed to leave your
Yeah,
house.
but we didn't have any Advil.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
I
I
had
get it.
nothing to cut it down. And I know once I get it, because I got all these kids, everyone's
Mhm.
gonna get it,
Yeah.
right? And I was the first person sick, so I did my duty and I went down and blah blah blah. But I write these things down.
You have to.
I'm glad you write these down because
You have to.
these are moments like I probably can describe it so well and remember it so well because I have written it down.
Yeah.
And so I'm going to turn all these things I decided into skits and I'm going to start making them for a few different reasons. One, I want to show that I would watch and I would watch
Oh,
me all day.
okay.
Like,
So if you were like, I want you to be on the podcast, but you got to come and give me 2 hours of fuck around time to then be on the podcast, I'd be like, okay. And then you just do 2 hours of whatever these things are that you think are you know what I mean? Read through them until you're the one that makes you cry because
yeah,
it's so funny, and you go, "That's the one we're doing today." And I would do
that's
that. Everyone
the
would fucking do that.
but
Manny makes
I also
you.
want to make I also want to put like the little games that they have on like the Jimmy Fallon show and all that sort of stuff. I'm going to incorporate those in
Did you see
somehow.
the one with Aquaman? Um, what the hell is his name? I feel terrible that I don't remember.
Jason Momoa.
Jason Momoa. He's got an old time bowler hat. Like it's a beautiful hat, and they sit down and they're doing war with cards, and whoever wins gets to splash the other person in the face with a cup of water, and
That's
Jimmy Fallon wins 3 times in a row.
no way.
I shit you not. So you have this monster sitting on the other side of the table from
It's like
you, and
have
you're
another sip,
throwing water in his
Aquaman.
face. Yeah. So But yeah, that's what I mean, because that makes for good comedy. I think that kind of shit is fun.
And it's just fun because I would, like I said, I would watch me for hours because not because I love myself so much. It's just that it's the kind of shit that I want to see.
I find it funny. If you
I
think Chappelle didn't watch the Chappelle show, you are not correct.
that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm
Until
saying.
they fucked him over.
Hmm? Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. 1 second.
Okay.
There you go. Phone charger.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
I took the one from our bedroom because it's nice and long.
I was like, this is either going to be a cat or a phone charger. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a phone charger.
Got a dancer in the back. That's going on the internet, buddy.
That's going on the
internet. And will now be a clip on my Instagram.
But not, yeah, but it's, man, I want to incorporate my kids into my skits. So a lot of people don't know. If you do know me, you know I have 5 boys.
Yeah, you have way too many kids. Yeah.
Yeah, and like people are like, "Oh wow, you almost have a hockey team." It's like, listen, man. If there was like you're just short a goalie. I've heard that joke so many fucking times. It's like if there was a goalie, there wouldn't be 5 kids.
I was gonna say there's a joke in there I'm not gonna say, but then you knocked it out of the park. It makes me happy.
So, but they're all boys. All.
No, is that what happened? You tried for a girl the last 2 times?
So there was 3 when we got together.
Okay, yeah.
We're a blended family. But because we've been together so long, there's no differentiating between like whose is whose. You can't raise children like that.
No.
So yeah, at the end of this year, they will be 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16.
Jesus Christ.
I know. And so like
that's real close. That's actually a good number of close though, because they're all going to the same school. They're all attending the same school.
That's a fucking problem sometimes too. Right? Because like
they're a pack of animals.
They are a literal pack of animals, and when you have all those kids going to the same school at the same time, it's like, do you know how many calls from the principal I got? And there was some hilarious
probably 5. No.
Yeah, a day. Like, and but I'm going to incorporate them in because they're like they've all got, you know, I guess a sense of humor. It's big part of my life is, you know, comedy and having laughs and stuff. I always want people to feel good. I always want people to be laughing, and you know, just bringing smiles to the world. You know, so that's one of the reasons I want to make my show, but also to have a catalog of online, you know, or video stuff. I'm not going to be here forever, and this is kind of like the downside of it. And like for my kids to be able to go back and sit down and watch me just be me, and see the stuff that was in my head, whether it's good or bad, and just to know that like I was not afraid to live life.
Yeah.
And therefore they shouldn't be either.
Well, and I wasn't afraid to be honest, right?
Yeah.
Like I think about that a lot. So my grandfather, I wish I knew who he was when he was 30. You know, and my grandkids and their kids are going to be able to come on here and know exactly who I was, because there are some, like with the drywall shorty, I was pretty fucking prim and proper for that one. When Glowjoy was on, I didn't swear for that one, but there are some that I get half pissed and do it.
I don't know who these people are. I apologize.
Drywall shorties. She's a big name in the drywall industry. I was shocked that she got back to me, and she did. So we did the podcast.
Sorry. I know who that one is.
It went really well. Glowjoy is a way higher professionalism when it comes to running a company. Like she is on point. Awesome. Her stuff's really good.
If I don't know who you are, I mean no disrespect. I'm just stupid. So
I'm just stupid. No, but that's what I mean, though. So it's not like I'm putting a mask on and coming on these things, just like what you're saying, right? You're being yourself.
you're being an authentic
Yeah.
you, but sometimes you just dial it back a little, right?
Yeah.
So, and I'm okay
It's
with
very
dialing
rare.
it. I'm okay with dialing it back. Well, I remember talking to you about one. I asked you, kind of what do you think makes a real podcast? And you said, because we were talking about it, and you said you don't watch your mouth,
Hmm.
but you are a gentleman,
Yeah. Just be a
right?
gentleman. Yeah.
So you don't be a complete raving lunatic. And like, so part of my show will be just that. I'm working, so the podcast end of it, I'm working right now loosely with the name Two Mics, One Hole.
Nice.
Yeah, and I've always been fond of that one because we all know what that makes us think of, right? Every single time.
Yeah.
We've all seen the video. If you say
Yeah.
you haven't,
It's not ice cream, folks.
you're a
That's right. And if you
liar.
haven't, record yourself watching it for the first time and
Yes.
send it to Brawley's Dad Construction at gmail.com.
So, um, I just decided to move forward with it. I've been talking about it for years. I went out,
Pull the trigger.
I bought a reasonably good camera. I've got
Yeah.
great lenses. I've got great stuff. But there's a lot of things I want to do. And it's why I called it a variety show. I want
Yeah.
to do the podcast because I love talking to people. I want to do the skits because I think they're hilarious regardless. And I also, one of the things I like doing on the spot interviews. So at the Barry event, I interviewed a few people because
Yeah, I forgot about
I
that.
just fucking wanted to. Okay, so long story short, the mic I used made the sound unusable. It
Fuck.
sucked. And otherwise, that shit would already be out. And so
We can
I
do a voiceover of like obnoxious stuff and
yeah,
I'll do you
that
and you do me.
that's right. Like, oh, 7% is still a respectable tip. Like,
Right?
that'd be the voiceover for me because
That'd be
people
great.
oh
That'd be so great.
yeah,
I
it's
would love to do that where you have an interview with someone, but then you have to say what they're saying and they have to say what you're saying. And you're like,
that's
hey, who's this
that's right
idiot or whatever?
because it's good stuff.
Yeah.
But the whole point of it is to just get some shit out there,
Yeah.
and you know, I kind of miss the anti-heroes.
Yeah.
I
I've always gravitated to like the Punisher. Yeah.
yeah.
Where he's
I
like,
mean, I
I'm
mean,
not,
Deadpool is great, but overdone. I've always loved the Punisher. Um,
Deadpool's a great one though.
oh, isn't he though?
Just like his little side talk.
And I love the breaking of the fourth wall, as they call it.
It's key.
I love that shit. And like, if you've followed Ryan Reynolds' career, the guy is just on point all the fucking time, right? He's a super sharp guy. Um, and well, that's my hall pass. So
It's Ryan Reynolds.
yeah,
She's like, I guess. What do you mean?
because we were talking about that one night, and she was like Aquaman, 100%. Well, she said Jason Momoa,
Yeah.
and she goes, "How about you?" And I was like, Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah.
Yeah. And she kind of gave me the look, but
You're like, you know why.
Aquaman, Superman, all those where
Superman was he, in my opinion, is a great Superman though.
okay, but when they're wearing their suits, we all understand what it is to be a man. Okay? Not all of us, but the
I
men
say I
understand
don't
what
think we all do, but okay.
the men understand what it's like to be a man. And you're standing there in your superhero costume, and it doesn't leave a lot to the imagination, much like the female ones.
Yeah, they got dick bulge for sure.
Yeah, but men have moving parts, like and then Wonder Woman goes, where does it go? Do they just own it?
Yeah, I guess.
Well, but Superman's
Do
so
you,
strong that how does it not just go right through? It's
do
just
you
out in the open.
do you remember when Clooney's Batman suit had to have
The
nipples?
nipples? Oh my God.
That
And
I first time I saw that, I was like, sir,
I,
your
I
nipples are showing.
I was a kid and we went to the theater to watch it, and then it showed the thing with the nipples, and everyone went, "Huh?" It was like that one. What's that noise? The Tim Allen noise, like the "Huh?"
Yeah. Yeah, but you
The
know that Clooney looked at the suit. He's like, "Where's the nipples?" And I'm like, "What do you mean the nipples?" He's like, "Well, there's no nipples." And then they were like, "Don't tell
yeah,
George Clooney he's a fucking idiot. Put nipples on this."
it was all George
I
Clooney.
don't think that he thought it through. I just think he asked, and they were
No,
like, "They're on their way." Like, okay.
they're on their way. the I don't know, whoever directed that movie, whoever thought that was produced it,
There were
whatever,
some
whoever
big
thought,
fucking names in that movie.
and
I think
like,
they were just like, this one's gonna smash. It doesn't matter what it is.
it doesn't matter what we do. Was that the one with
Everybody chill or whatever he says. Like,
that's
it
right,
was just
yeah,
so
like
trash, but I loved it. I loved that.
it,
I saw that in the fucking drive-in twice. Yeah.
eh, the drive-in?
Yeah, man. My parents used to take us to the drive-in.
That's okay. I've been to a drive-in once.
Oh,
Once.
I go as much as I can. Brawley and
And
we'll go with the Switch and play video games until it gets dark.
really,
Yeah, it's dope.
that's awesome. I guess, but like try going to the drive-in with five kids in a
Yeah,
movie.
when you have 700 people in your house, you can't really do things like that. Rent a
That's
school
right.
bus. Yeah.
Yeah, you rent a school bus and you go to fucking SeaWorld. Like it's got to be
Just
interactive.
be those parents that are like, just go. Just go. You're good.
Like
Go hop in other cars or something.
well, it's like Malcolm in the Middle half the time, right?
Yeah, that's the way I imagine after 4.
My household descends into chaos. And
I would
okay,
love it though
so
too. That's a big
there
family.
there are great things about it.
Totally. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
The food bill is expensive, but like I don't give a shit about that. I'll never skimp on that.
No.
Um, but
But try and go to like Canada's
it's
Wonderland.
but no, it's when they decide that they're mad and they want to fight. Okay?
Yeah. We're just all gonna
Because
kick the shit out of everything.
or sometimes we're all gonna kick the shit out of one kid, right? And it's one of those times where it's like the one that's being the worst is getting it from all of them, and they're kids, so you can't like
And you said there go,
you have to let them learn their lessons.
yep.
And one of those lessons is sometimes your mouth shouldn't be moving. There are times to speak and there are times to listen. And they have to learn those lessons because they're important lessons in life.
There are also lessons about instigating, right? Where, you know, which because instigating shit feels awesome. And I know, and people can say whatever the fuck they want about that. Causing shit is amazing. And I think that's why
Yeah.
I get along with so many people. But every once in a while, that shit goes south. And I think in this day and age, it does not go south nearly as much as it should. And I think kind of that's where we get into the problems of some things. So
Yeah,
I think there'll be a buffer period. They're still in their teens, right?
yeah,
Some
well,
of them.
so they're in that age group where when they fight, they don't care about our stuff. They care about winning.
Awesome. So this is like Roadhouse in your house.
Oh man, like I have seen
They don't care
I
about our stuff.
no, they not at all. Like you think of like the old lady throwing a sandal at someone, and then you see like there's a dog pile going on, and I don't even know who's fighting who, but
Yeah.
then one of them can like reach a sandal, and they just start whoosh, and
Yeah.
sandals hurt,
Oh yeah. That's
you
why
know.
they use them. Yeah.
But then I look over, and all of a sudden the coffee table's unturned, and it's missing a leg.
Yeah.
I'm like, man, that happened fast.
Yeah. And someone reaches for like a dining room chair and you're like, listen.
Was or and they literally no, the one time there is a skirmish going on and there are three of them.
A skirmish.
The youngest one, there's three of them fighting each other. It's a three-way fight.
Nice.
And
Like SummerSlam.
I have one rule, which is teeth are expensive, no punching in the mouth.
I think that's cool.
That's a fair rule.
Yeah.
Teeth are so expensive.
They really
Just
are.
yeah, just don't do that, okay? And it's your brothers, so like don't don't do maximum damage. Doesn't my
Yeah.
youngest get up on the fucking table from the top ropes and just hits all three with one cannonball?
Bah, bah, bah.
Maims all of them. Okay, because that hurts getting cannonballed from the table.
Yeah.
And this happened as I like walk into the room.
Yeah. And you don't think about that when you're like, it'd be cool if I
Exactly.
cannonballed these motherfuckers.
Well,
Yeah.
it's like these guys are about to these guys are going at it, and
Yeah.
I can get them all at once, all of them. So I walk into the room as he's jumping and tucking his knees.
No.
And I'm just like, well, no, at this point I'm just like, well,
I can't run that fast.
Whatever will be will be. He lands on them. They all lay there in pain. And then they roll over and just start beating him. So like the three that are literally having some sort of weird three-way fight are now beating up the youngest all together. It's like the enemy is my friend.
I was you beat me by about 2 seconds on that one. Yeah.
And it devolves into that so often that but the
so you're running a tight ship anyways.
I mean, tight enough.
Yeah, we're all alive.
Out in public, they behave.
That's all you need. And you know what that tells me? That that home is a safe place.
It is, because you can't go too far, but I've still got that, like, that.
Yeah. You better fucking sit down. Yeah.
It's the sit down look, or it's the shut your mouth look, or it's the please wipe the food off your face, we're in a public setting look.
Yeah.
And I can't ask for much more than that, because one of the cool things about having preteen and teenage boys is I got all my fucking toys back.
Yes.
Okay, this house is full of Legos. There are bikes everywhere. There are scooters everywhere. There's all this cool shit that I can play with. There's video games in every fucking room.
Yeah, Brawley and I went to EB Games and we found 2 brand new games that I was like, wouldn't you be excited to play these? And he was like, oh yeah, bro. I was like, okay, I guess that's why we'll get it.
You make them think it's their idea.
And then we come home and we like rock that shit. I take like time out of my schedule. Yeah.
Yeah.
When he got into Ninja Turtles, man, when he was younger, I fucking did a backflip.
Oh, for me, it's Star Wars. My kids love
Thomas
Star
the Tank
Wars.
Engine. Yeah, Star Wars is good.
You know what? You're right. No, Thomas doesn't. I don't think Thomas the Tank Engine gets enough hate.
I don't think he does either. I'm going to be honest with you about that.
First off,
it did a thing.
No,
it
but
was
he's
good.
He's the Caillou of trains. He's a little bitch.
Right.
Right.
Just do some crazy shit, and just be better.
Well, stop being such a wiener. You're a fucking train.
Stop being such a wiener. This will be the first one that gets taken down. I'm so excited about it.
Taken down? You can't take it down
from YouTube. I think they can. We didn't say anything about. We didn't say. I don't know. Let's say things like COVID isn't real or something, and then we'll get. You know what I wanted to talk to you about?
Epstein's list. Like. So I have this.
He said Schindler's List. It's fine.
Yeah, I have this character that I've created for a skit called Dr. Eckstein.
X? Okay, so that's real close.
Eckstein. Yeah, and he didn't educate himself.
Okay.
It's just such a stupid joke. So I actually, I have this whole skit written around my dead cat. Unfortunately.
Oh my god.
No, I wrote it while he was still alive.
Okay, all right.
I should have clarified. No, I'm gonna bring him out of the freezer, bro. So he was this awesome cat.
Touching the keyboard, yeah.
You could do. I bought a little lab coat for him, and it wasn't little because he was massive. And because
a reasonable size. Yeah.
No, he was so fat that he couldn't run away. He was 32 pounds.
Jesus. Was it what kind of cat is it?
Not a Maine Coon, just a big fat orange cat.
That's what I was thinking. You're like, no, we just overfed this poor cat. Yeah.
He was overfed when we got him. And the saddest part is the parents, These people were giving them away, and I felt terrible.
Like, will you
Not
just take this fucking
okay.
cat, please?
No, so they had this little girl that was autistic, but she was
Oh,
severely autistic, and that's not
yeah.
fun. That's not funny.
No, and then the cat
Um,
was probably attacking her
so
and stuff.
because she was grabbing the
Yeah,
cat
yeah, yeah, yeah. I
and
get it.
pulling at it. So the this 6-year-old girl that doesn't understand and the cat are having full on melees with each other. She's booting
Ugh.
it, it's scratching her,
Yeah,
and it's and like,
that takes away from that safe place.
well, yeah, you can't do that. And
So you're like,
then
yeah, I'll take this thing. I'll put a fucking lab coat on it. It's gonna be dope.
that's right. Well, so we go to pick up this cat and they tell us the whole story. And I swear to God, I didn't laugh. I promise you I didn't laugh. But when they used the word melee,
Melee. That's when it got me. I'm like,
well, yeah,
I went right to
yeah,
Smash Brothers.
when they
Yeah,
said the 6-year-old girl and the cat were
have
involved
melee
in,
battles.
yeah,
Yeah,
when they had several melees that were not working out to the girl's favor. Man, what a
they're
struggle.
murderers. Cats are little
I
murderers.
They are killing machines.
Literally.
And so imagine a 6-year-old girl versus a 32-pound cat.
Yeah, they weigh the
That
same almost.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
basically.
That's like a
And
fucking
so
mountain lion
that's
in
like,
me.
wait till you don't go to
Yeah, because
sleep. Like,
I don't need to
so
go to sleep, says the cat.
so they said melee and I was sweating.
Hmm.
So, like, because why do you have to use that as a choice word?
Because it's probably awful fucking close to what was going on.
Yeah, but like, why do you
Yeah,
have to use that word? You don't know me.
yeah.
You don't know where I'm gonna find things mildly
You're like,
amusing.
I'm triggered and I have to
I
go.
I have to leave. And so anyways, we get this cat and I open the gate to the cat crate and I'm like, I'm gonna
Yeah,
pet this cat and I'm gonna make him like me right away.
yeah. I'm gonna force it on this cat. Yeah,
That 100%, if he goes to bite me, I'll just hold his mouth closed until
yeah,
like submits to me, like
yeah.
Conan style.
Like,
Like,
you're not fucking meleeing me.
no, like, because I will eat you. Um, so I wish I
we
didn't say that.
we actually had kittens. I have a big long story about a cat that I won't get into, but it ended up having kittens, and I had to get rid of the kittens at some point. So we kind of gave them away, right?
Yep, as you
And
do.
this one lady's like, "I'm gonna have to give you this kitten back." I'm like, "Well, that's not fucking happening because it's not living here, right? Figure it out or
Yeah,
pass it on to the next person."
shouldn't have taken it.
And but I was like, "Put it
Like
in a
it's
small."
like you touched it last.
That is with these. I didn't want the first fucking cat, and then it had kittens. So this is the whole thing. So there was no like, okay, bring it back. So she's like, I told her, get a small room of your house, put this cat in that room with a litter box, with some food, and then fucking leave it alone. Get it, like, let it understand that it's somewhere else now, and then come and play with it. So they didn't listen, right? And it was like this kitten's hissing at me. I was like, well, you're scaring the shit out of it, probably, right?
Probably. Yeah,
She's
so
probably got a bunch of not lab coats, but like she's trying to dress the fucking thing up or something. Anyways,
so the lab coat was just, you could do anything to this fucking cat. He was so big.
oh, totally.
When I shoved him out of the crate, he was in there like he military crawled out, like wiggled. He was so big he was wall to wall crate.
Wow.
And I was like, okay, so you and I are friends because you're
Yeah.
abnormal,
Yeah.
right? And
You fit
so
in here.
I wrote this whole thing around Phil Nye the Science Cat. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'm
And
in.
so I went, yeah, right?
Oh,
And
yeah.
so I went and I bought us matching lab coats.
Matching
But
lab coats.
yeah, matching lab coats. And so I still have the lab coat and no cat because he died. You know, he was
Yeah.
morbid. He was more well. He was morbidly
They
obese.
don't live
But
forever like that.
yeah,
Yeah.
and so I still have the lab coat. But what I use it for now is a few different things. One, I just want to put it on for the sole purpose of telling someone that 9 out of 10 doctors think they should shut the fuck up. That's it.
You could do so many. You could do a monthly like
Right? Like
statement on your
I
show
could just
of
imagine I just duet with every single one of you tapers out there.
yeah.
Like you start talking about all the stuff that you do, and I just nine out of 10 doctors think you should shut the
Yeah.
fuck up. But
You
no, I actually
specifically. Yeah. It's like, oh boy.
so if the wife and I get into too heated of an argument, I'll put it on.
You're like, you know where this is going. Okay.
Yeah, and I'll pull out a notepad
Ah.
and I'll just start writing stuff down. Interesting. And she's going off, and I just start writing shit down.
And how
And
does
then
that make you feel?
exactly. So what an incredible diffuser.
I imagine
Um,
she either has a lot of patience or she starts laughing. Yeah.
there is no way that she's not just waiting for me to die.
Yeah.
Because,
Yeah.
like, she's. I, I've been called weird at times. Um,
Weird's good.
yeah, I don't know, weird. I appreciate authentic. My mom's
Authentic
always,
school. Yeah.
yeah, my mom explains me away as I have a big personality. Um, and that works for me, authentic. But she is such a like how would I put it? Like a normie.
Yeah. Okay.
But also like she's pretty strong, right?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
she makes sure that all our money goes to the right spots. That's how I learned to be financially responsible was
You're
her.
like, I just don't do it. And it works out pretty good.
Yeah, no, I had to learn.
Yeah. You have to. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And she makes sure we're on time for everything, and she's an amazing mom, and she's done so well at her job. She's so much more successful than me. In every aspect of
For
life.
now, you got a big podcast coming out.
That's right. And well, and hopefully, some of the investments I've made, might,
Well, of course, things
because
pay off.
I'll take risks.
Yeah, me too.
I've taken international risks.
Oh,
I'm currently got a partnership going with my old man, whom you know,
I do.
and
It's a
and
good
and
man.
my, and my bro, and we're building some Airbnb units on
Mm,
on my bro's property,
that's dope.
so that you can go fishing. So anybody that wants to go
Oh,
fishing, because he does the deep sea fishing tours in Cartagena, and then you could stay on site. So we'll see how that works. Who knows? Maybe I just blew all my money, but that wouldn't be anything new.
okay. So get a hold of Steve for fishing, vacation,
Oh,
Airbnb
oh yeah.
information.
If you're into fishing, man, I guarantee you will have a good time. This guy,
And we'll be right back.